chaotic, and it has changed my life. I'm a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Of his most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. Hello, and today on Rolanda. Listen, welcome back to a brand new episode of Jaja's Atelier. How was everybody's Labor Day? Listen, guys, it's the end of summer. Summer is officially over. You know what that means. New York Fashion Week. It is Fashion Month, so we're going to get to that at the end of the show. Listen, I have to send a huge shout out to Lee Daniels, Monique, Andrade, Glenn Close, honey. So I wasn't feeling well this weekend, so I did, do a little research on some of the designers that are going to be showcasing their new collections this week for New York Fashion Week. But I also caught up on some TV. I watched The Deliverance, the new Lee Daniels film. Completely blew me away. Now, y'all know I don't like no new movies, especially the ones on Netflix. I just can't get into it. But it was something about it. I wanted to support. I wanted to see what Monique was going to bring. We haven't seen her act in a really long time. But I'm going to tell you what really drew me in. That damn Andrade. That damn Andrade is not to be played with. I remember watching her in the Billie Holiday movie that she did. I think it was on Hulu. A couple years ago. And she was just so captivating in that movie. I mean, her voice is brilliant. She's like a modern day Harlem Renaissance woman. So I really wanted to see what it was given. And I got my life. I sat through the whole 2 hours and I believe 25 minutes, which is unheard of. Listen, y'all know my friend Adrian. I called him. I told him, I said, Adrian, you need to watch The Deliverance, my guy. And he was like, did you watch the whole thing or did you watch it in pieces? I said, no, bitch, I watched it in pieces. He said, really? You? I said, I know. That's how good it was. Because I cannot sit through those new age, my little collar's messed up, new age movies like that. But so huge shout out. And also it was good to see, I saw the clips online of Monique on the red carpet at the premiere. It was so good to see her. I have been a little critical of Miss Monique. Rightfully so, in my opinion. But listen, when somebody strikes it out of the park, I gotta give them their flowers right now. Monique definitely handled up on that role. I was pleasantly surprised by her acting and just nailed it. I never thought I would see her in a horror movie type situation, and she absolutely nailed it. And again, Glenn Close, I was like, the whole time I was like, this cannot be the same woman from Fatal Attraction. I could smell your nappy pussy. I'm not going to give it all away, but the movie was definitely good. Make sure you check it out. And also, speaking of my me time and catching up on things, I stumbled across old episodes of the Rolanda Watts talk show. I used to love Rolanda. My outfit is dedicated to Rolanda. I also got to watch some old episodes of the Joan Rivers talk show. One episode in particular, they had the cast of Paris is Burning. So it was, Pepe LaBeija and Willie Ninja. And, all of the people that were on that stage in that episode are I think are pretty much gone now. So it was good to see, our mothers and fathers of the past, of the bull, honey, up on that Joan Rivers stage and just giving us all kind of old school lingo. It was fabulous. But anyway, so listen, let's get to the show. Let's get to the meat and potatoes, So listen, we talked about Rihanna becoming the new face for J'adore Dior, the legendary fragrance from the house of Dior. The fragrance has been around for 25 years, and Charlize Theron has been the girl and the star of all of the ad campaigns for the last 25 years. So it was about time for a refresh. But we have been sitting on pins and needles waiting for, the images and the visuals, honey. Well, Dior Beauty, excuse me, finally released the ad campaign on their socials, as well as Rihanna and Stephen Klein and everybody else involved. Here it is right here. She looks absolutely fucking stunning in this. It is shot at the Palace of Versailles in Paris, France. It's shot by Stephen Klein, legendary photographer extraordinaire. Listen, like I said, it's time for a refresh. I love Rihanna with a soft, warm, honey blonde mane. I think that is my favorite on her. I love the dress. Look at her walking through the palace. So fucking stunning. Her body is snatched. The face is snatched. I can't play it because I don't want to get flags, but her song, Must Be Love on the Brain, it's playing in the background. And listen, Dior, is going through some things right now with the stuff in Italy about the bags and, all of this. And they, in the past, they haven't always been as inclusive as they are now. So to have Rihanna at the forefront, I think it's a perfect choice. And I can't wait to see what's to come in these next couple of years. I don't know how long her contract is, but I hope it's a lengthy time because the people just can't get enough of RiRi. So huge congratulations on this history-making moment, Rihanna. Okay, so while I was enjoying my me time in the bed, again, I wasn't really feeling well this weekend, I stumbled across this clip. Now, let me tell y'all something. Before there was a Destiny's Child, before there was an Escape, before there was a TLC, before there was a SWV, there was a In Vogue. Okay, so I stumbled across this clip. I see flashes of Naomi Campbell and Alexander McQueen and, In Vogue's hit song, my favorite In Vogue song of all time, Free Your Mind, and the rest will follow, was playing in the background. I was like, what the fuck is this? Well, lo and behold, it's a trailer. I don't know how this got past me. It was a trailer for this new docuseries premiering on September 13th on Hulu called, let me make sure I get it right now. In Vogue, the 90s. So we have people, so I'm going to play here's the trailer in the background. I'm going to play it in a minute. But we have people like Missy Elliott, Mary J. Blige, Anna Wintour, 90s beauty queen, might as well say teen diva, Claire Danes, Kim Kardashian, former British Vogue editor Edward Enninful. We have, and the list goes on and on and on. We have Elizabeth Berkley, I saw. The list just goes on and on and on. Take a look at this trailer.
What's the defining publication about fashion?
Vogue. Of course, Vogue's biggest force is Anna Wintour.
Oh my God.
Why don't we taking your sunglasses off?
No, I'm gonna wear them.
In the 90s, everything was changing.
It was a whirlwind, way too messy. A crazy, amazing, astonishing time.
The 90s turned the fashion industry upside down.
Such magic in there.
It was time for a different era of fashion.
Of sexuality.
Of identity.
Of freedom.
The world was primed for a party.
Way too much fun.
Oh, God.
Don't know if I can say it.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Wow.
No comment.
I've never seen anything like this.
Wow.
The 90s really changed our world.
I cannot wait for this. Like, I'm such a nostalgia whore, but I never mind going back and revisiting. I grew up in the 90s. I was born May 23rd, 1999. I came into the world as a boy, and I'm coming to you now as a woman. But I was obsessed with fashion. I was obsessed with the pop culture of it all. I remember, like, being a kid and listening to Funkmaster Flex and Wendy Williams on the radio, seeing Little Kim with her titty out. Like, I can't wait for this. So you guys make sure you check that out. It's definitely gonna be something to see. From the trailer, it definitely looks like they're gonna be revealing some secrets, some backstage, behind the scenes secrets that we might not have heard before. So yeah, make sure you guys check that out. Speaking of nostalgia, so after 6 years and alleged sexual misconduct and misogynistic culture, the Victoria's Secret fashion show is returning October 15th. It was announced, I can't remember, it was over the weekend. I think it might have been over the weekend on Friday. I can't remember. Sometime last week via the company's social media. Take a look at the preview here.
See you there.
Get it hot like Papa John. Make 'em go on and on. It's a feminine phenomenon.
Okay, so I can't remember if I don't think I was doing the show at the time when all the shit was going down. So back in 2020, I believe there was a groundbreaking $90 million settlement between Quinn Emanuel and L Brands, the parent company of Victoria's Secret, basically providing that L Brands commit the $90 million to implement and fund corporate reforms, including Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council and revamping sexual harassment policies. So, Victoria's Secret has been going through this whole rebirth and rebrand. They did a documentary about Victoria's Secret and how the models were being treated, and also some ties to allegedly some ties to Jeffrey Epstein. When Victoria's Secret started, it started from a man. It was from a man saying he wanted to feel more comfortable buying lingerie for his wife, which seems pretty weird, but, that's how Victoria's Secret started, okay? And, the models on the runway, they were saying that the models weren't allowed to allegedly eat any solid foods for a couple of days before the show. It just thing after thing had came out. And, around 2020, that's when, the Harvey Weinstein, we had Bill Cosby, we had R. Kelly, everybody was going down and nobody was getting away with anything. And, sometimes nowadays in 2024, things do slip under the cracks, but not too often. So, Victoria's Secret has been doing like these little nudges here and there. I remember I did talk about a show that they were supposed to have featuring Doja Cat, but I never heard anything of it. I never saw it. I don't know if I just overlooked it or I don't know what happened to it, but I never personally saw it. So they're bringing back the big fashion show to New York, as you can see in the announcement. Listen, Tyra Banks is not my favorite when it comes to the runway. When she was walking for like Chanel and Yves Saint Laurent and, Anna Sui and all of that, she was not my girl for that. But when it came to that motherfucking Victoria's Secret fashion show, Tyra Banks is the queen. So I'm excited to see her back. She's a lot thicker. She's embraced her natural body. She's aged gracefully. And, I had mixed feelings about it because I'm like, okay, so is it not going to be the fantasy that we all grew up on? Because, honey, seeing Alessandra Ambrosio come down the runway with those wings, honey, and Candace Swanepoel, and occasionally Naomi would pop out. Listen, we can't talk about the Victoria's Secret runway show without talking about Giselle Bündchen, Adriana Lima, honey. Those were those girls back in the day. But I get that not all women look like that. And that's not something that is always attainable. It's not naturally attainable all the time. So I do think that the runway should be size inclusive, but don't make it size inclusive and have them girls looking like a Lane Bryant ad. No shade to Lane Bryant, because I shop there all the time. This is the Victoria's Secret fashion show. We don't want to see granny panties and kitten heels, because I've seen some of the ads, and listen, even though they're talking about all this inclusive stuff, their sizes still only go up to a 14. We want to see big, scrumdiddly women. Precious Lee needs to be on that runway. Ashley Graham needs to be on that runway. Paloma, I can never pronounce her last name. She needs to be on that runway. And they need to be sexed the fuck up, without all the misogyny and the unwanted touching, allegedly. We have this thing like, when it's big girls, like, we can't be sexy. That's why sometimes I post the pictures I do. Oh, it's a moth. But that's sometimes why I post the pictures I do. The sexy pictures. I posted one a couple weeks ago with my high-toned booty over my staircase, and I had my gold 7-inch mule stilettos on, honey. And my blonde hair was cascading down my back with just a little peak of cheek underneath my leopard skin, thong-a-loon, But that's why, because we have to embrace the bodies that we're given. I'm a trans woman. I'm thrown, I get the urge to want to go, like I'm getting the urge to want to get my breasts done. I've only been on hormones for 2 years. I don't know what these knockers are going to look like in another 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And my friend Adrian, he was like, listen, bitch, you don't want to end up looking like some of these other hoes we see out here. And, I've learned to embrace my body. But listen, you can't embrace, thicker bodies under conditions. That's not right. Let these women be fucking sexy, because all women are sexy in their own right. Now, there's some dogs out here. Oh! But all women are sexy in their own right. Unlike the lady that I got into it today. Now, she was a dog. So yeah, I'm for it. I just hope that they do it the right way. And if we're gonna open our minds and open our homes and watch this, I don't want to keep on going back and forth about, oh, they did this, they did that. I think their CEO that was doing all this crazy stuff allegedly is gone, allegedly. So if Victoria's Secret is starting anew and we're all for it, I don't want to hear shit else. Because we have a tendency to dwell on the negative. Even after telling everybody, even after telling the culprit, okay, come on back, we're ready for you. And then we're still bringing it up, i.e. Chris Brown. Anyway. So, listen, let's take a break from fashion for a minute. Now, I have been wanting to talk about this for 2 fucking weeks. So, former football player Cam Newton has a podcast called, I've watched it a few times actually. I want to make sure I get the name right. Okay, so his podcast is called Funky Friday, and he had this relationship therapist on by the name of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. By the way, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, if you ever catch this or you ever see this, you one bad sister. Much respect. That woman had her shit together. Body and soul and mind. She had her shit together. Well, I watched the whole interview because, we live in a world of sound bites. and clips. And, clips can be taken out of context at any time. So I went and I watched the whole interview. It was 2 hours and something long. And Cam Newton, I'm going to be honest with you. Before we get to that viral clip that everybody's talking about, I'm going to be honest with you, Cam Newton, you came off like a real fucking prick that whole interview. There's this war going on. There's a war on femininity, no matter what form it comes in. If a woman is too beautiful and too intelligent at the same time, it's a problem. If a woman dresses too sexy, it's a problem. If a woman is too dark, it's a problem. If a woman don't have this, it's a problem. If a woman got too much ass, it's a problem. If she don't got enough ass, it's a problem. It's like, societal patriarchy is just at every little thing concerning femininity. And Cam Newton, you really showed your natural black ass during that interview. Now, there were some moments that were funny, because I've never really heard anything bad about Cam Newton. He lives his life a particular way that I don't necessarily agree with. But hey, a lot of people don't agree with the way I live my life, so who the fuck am I? So I've never really paid too much attention. But there were some moments between the two of them where, they were joshing around and he was really listening and really engaged and listening not to respond, but to actually hear and take in what she was saying. But for the most part, you really showed your misogyny was on your sleeve. Your insecurity was on your sleeve. Well, during the interview, there was a point in the interview where they started talking about multiple baby mamas and broken homes. And this is the clip that has gone viral. Take a look.
A lot of people see my situation and not think that I'm not high functioning.
What situation?
Okay, so I'm not married. I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent of this? Or by your wife?
I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, and disclaimer, the kids are innocent, they are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies. But you are proactively choosing where you want.
Okay, so let's dissect the first video. I'm from Jersey, okay? My grandmother on my dad's side, she would say it how she meant it. We're in this stage where you can't even be direct with a motherfucker. Like, well, I'm not talking about the babies. I just want to... We ain't got... This is a grown motherfucking man you talking to, sis. When it comes to this subject within our community... It's always like when we address them, man, it's like we got to walk on pins and needles. Why we got to walk on pins and needles for them? I didn't like that she did that. I think she should have just said it straight out how she meant it. And then Cam Newton is in a relationship with this. She's a beautiful girl who his newest baby mother. She's a beautiful girl. Her name is Jasmine Brown, comedian Jasmine Brown. You completely embarrassed her. This woman just had a baby for you, and you sat up on your podcast in front of another woman and basically said, well, I don't care what bitch give me a baby as long as I have some more. That's basically the gist of what you said. Now, I'm a straight up motherfucker. I'm a straight shooter, bitch. I'm not going to sugarcoat, I'm not making sprinkle cookies over here. Ain't nobody making no sprinkle cookies for girls like me, so I'm not making no sprinkle cookies for Negroes like this. Say it like you mean it. You completely embarrassed that girl. And, every every group of people has their problems. Every group of people has their problems, and these problems are not subject to one race of people, because it's deadbeat white daddies out here. It's deadbeat Latino daddies out here. But my thing is, it's just like, we encourage it, we condone it, we praise it. Like every time Nick Cannon pops out with a new baby mom, it's like, oh, congratulations. And it's like, congratulations for what? Anyway, let's go on to the next clip.
With them babies, but you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. Mm-hmm. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you. But these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all, will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Mm-hmm. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior. To say that I'm going to build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't going to create a home. And
listen, now, I just said I'm abrasive and we shouldn't sugarcoat anything, but I was sitting there watching it, and I watched the whole interview. I was sitting there watching, I was like, I think she's really getting through to him. Because he went to get real defensive after that. He did get a little nasty after that with her. He got nasty with her he was very misogynistic through the whole interview. The whole interview. You could really tell that she was really bringing something out of him that he won't used to a woman bringing up out of him. She was challenging him. And I liked the way she challenged him because it was very soft, very demure, very mindful. I know we're tired of that, but I think it's cute. And she still held her own. I really like this young lady. Aside from the fact that she does business with 50 Cent. You know, he even went on to ask her, well, is 50 Cent a low-functioning man or a high-value man? She said, baby, we're not here talking about... She said, listen, if you could get 50 Cent to sit up here and talk to me about his issues on your podcast, then we can talk about 50. But until then, we here for you, boo. And she said it straight like that. I was like, go, sis. She did not let him rattle her. She didn't do all of this. And he was rude. He was. I mean, even questioning like, well, what do you know? Because you don't have any kids. And if you know everything, why you ain't got no man? And she told him the reason why she can speak on broken homes is because she's a product of a broken home. She said that her mother was an addict and her father was a dealer, if memory serves me correctly. You don't know what somebody's been through. So, and you feel it more when you're the child in the situation as opposed to being a parent in the situation, which her concern was the children. Now, after all the scuttlebutt, you know, I have never heard his baby mother, Jasmine Brown, speak, but she's all over social media talking about how she liked to serve. I love to serve. I love to serve. Listen, everybody can live their life how they want to. Not everybody wants to get married. Now, me sitting here as a trans woman, I could definitely take it and throw it up in their face and be like, what y'all talk about the Bible? I'm not going to do that because I live my life the way I want to. If you want to have 5 different baby mamas, I don't agree with it. I think it's crazy. But if that's what you want to do and all them children are being taken care of, what the fuck can I say? What the fuck can I say? And he does take care of those kids. Now, one thing I see Cam Newton doing, he's always somewhere with somebody's kids and his own. So, you know, by societal norms, you know, he's fucking up. And she did tell him, she was like, you know, you're doing the best you can, but doing the best you can ain't the best situation all the time. Like, she really kept it real with him, and I enjoyed that. I really did. And, you know, a lot of people were, you know, coming for her, you know, saying, well, you know, she's just a bitter black woman. She's just jealous. Why can't somebody keep it real with a motherfucker without you calling them, without them being, you hating on me? Ain't nobody hating on you, baby. I'm just telling you what the fuck is up. And, you know, the fact that she did it in the nicest way possible, because, you know, had it been me. But you see, I didn't even do that. Like, she got me wanting to switch my shit up. Like, I was going to go in. I was like, here we go again, another one. But I was like, you know what? After I watched the whole thing, I was like, I ain't even got to do all that. Because everybody is entitled to live their life the way they want to. Me, especially as a black trans woman, I can't sit up here and judge nobody for how they live their life. Just don't come over here up at me and mine. But I don't know what it is, like what it is with these men now where they just gotta sow their wild oats and have kids everywhere. That don't make you a man. That's what dogs do. And before y'all start talking about Africa, when the African kings and queens in Nairobi and all them places used to do that shit, all them women and all them children lived in the same palace. It won't know one over here and one over there and one over here. Let's not talk about Africa, because some stuff about Africa, y'all act like y'all don't know it about. Oh, God, I'm so hungry. Anyway, two more stories. So, here's another clip I came across. Hold on here. So, I came across this clip from the Ella Veathers podcast. I do check it out from time to time. I've seen these girls a few times before. And you know, this is an ongoing conversation. It's so ghetto and it's so low vibrational. And, you know, I want to put it to bed for once and for all today. So, take a look.
Are you leaving your friend who is budgeting or may not necessarily have it like that? Are you leaving them behind?
Yes.
I didn't even get it out.
Yes.
I didn't even get it.
You cannot impose your financial situation on everybody else. If we wake up one day and we are like, we're going to get a yacht. And you're like, no, I don't want to do that. Baby, you should have stood home. If we out at a restaurant and one of us is like, let's just get a bottle of wine. And you say no because you want to buy a glass. You should have stood home.
Are you leaving?
This is why a lot of people don't have real friends. This is why a lot of people don't have real friends. They might look like real friends on social media, but them bitches don't like each other. They're all in competition with each other. Everybody wants to be the star. Everybody wants to have their moment. You know, everybody wants to be exclusive, like, you know. I remember back in the day, I used to watch Girlfriends. Did y'all ever watch Girlfriends? It was Tony, Maya, Lynn, and Joan. Joan was a lawyer, owned her own home. Ooh, excuse me. I am so sorry. That was not very 90s talk show host like. In the name of Rolanda Watts, I am so sorry. Tony was a real estate agent. Maya was a secretary at the beginning of the series, and Lynn was the broke ass friend that just floated through life. But sometimes friendship doesn't always mean it doesn't. Now, hold on. Before I go there, there is one thing that I will say that she said that I agree with. You cannot impose your brokenness on somebody else because they got money. Now, that is true. That is true. But in this day and age, everybody's so ashamed to even come out of the house because there's these high expectations. I heard 22-year-olds talking about, oh, we're going to book a yacht and we're gonna have oysters, and I'm like, you're 20 fucking two. Bitch, when I was 22, bitch, I was going to Virginia Beach, sitting on the beach all goddamn day. I was riding around in a car like social media really got your mind fucked up. But I do agree with that statement. Okay, now, listen. If you know you just got paid and you had to pay all your bills and you only have $50 left, then people have common sense. I was like, no, I'm not going to come this time. I ain't got it. Like, who in 2024 is going somewhere and expecting their friends to pay for it without a conversation being had before you get there? But, like, whatever happened to holding your friends down? Because sometimes your friends essentially become your family. So, like, this whole thing of, like, well, you should have stood home. First of all, I don't know how you stew at home or stand at home. How do you stand at home? I don't know what the fuck that means. I guess she meant stay home. While you worried about buying bottles and getting yachts, you need to work on that goddamn grammar. But yeah, like, when I make it, because I'm speaking into existence, my friends might not make it with me. And I've always told them, like, they are my ride or dies. Oh, y'all, even if y'all got to come with me on a trip one at a time, we all going. Adrian has taken pictures for me before. Adrian has done a lot when it comes to the show, when it comes to me getting a new phone, when it comes to me getting new equipment. Adrian is that guy. And he's never taken a dime from me forward. My sister Shannon, I'm like, oh, girl, I need content. Oh, girl, come up here. I'll take some fucking pictures for you. You know I don't want to do it, but I'll do it because I love you. You know what? Those things matter. So what if they don't have, $1,500 to go to Paris with me? I got it. Let's go. Because you were there with me when? When all of this was just a dream. So now because I have more money than them or they have more money than me, then it's fuck you? That's so nasty. And that's how a lot of y'all bitches end up losing your man to y'all friends, because you're sitting here, you befriended a bitch for her Birkin bag, and the whole time, I said this on the show before, you befriended a bitch for her Birkin, and she was fucking around and lurking with your man. You don't ever try, y'all don't even try to get to know people. Oh, I like your Balenciaga bag. Where you stay at? Where you work at? Oh, we need to go to the beach together. Oh, this is my new home, girl. We met at Bendel's or Barney's or, wherever. We was shopping or whatever. That's all y'all know. What a bitch got. That's all y'all know. Is what a bitch got. Come on now, bro. And I don't even say bruh. Stay loyal to your friends. The ones that was your ride or dies. No, you coming with me. Wherever I go, either you going to see Adrian, you going to see Alicia, you might see Yanita, and you most certainly going to see Shannon motherfucking Marie Stovall. Now, you might not see us all together at one time, but you going to see their asses. No matter where the fuck I'm at. Because I don't believe in leaving your friends behind. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Now, there's certain situations where it's like, okay, I'm broke now. Okay, bitch, fuck it. Here's $20. Go to the store. Let's get something to eat. Every relationship now is based on something materialistic. Everything. Like, goddamn, can we just be friends? Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm hungry. I'm fatigued. Do y'all like this jacket? I think I'm going to cut the sleeves off. I think I'm going to make this into like a bustier. And wear it with some jeans. I think that'd be really cute. So that's another reason why I wore it. I wanted to wear it one more time before I cut it the fuck up. This was actually my mom. She used to wear this. She used to wear this to the PTA meetings. And now I have it. If she doesn't, I don't know if she knows that I have it, but I have it. Anyway, but yeah, just stay loyal to the ones that stay loyal to you. Like, don't be like that. Don't be like that. And just somebody who's already insecure, hearing you say that out there, it makes them want to even stay home even more. Why would you want somebody to feel like that? And you don't know what the situation was, why they don't have the money. Let's be a little more sincere with our friendships and our relationships. And stop the materialistic bullshit. Instagram really got y'all fucked up. A yacht. Bitch, first of all, if you booking a yacht, book the yacht. I'll be there. You book the yacht, I'll bring the chicken wings. Lemon pepper, right? On a yacht. Then be the bitch. It's bitches like that. It's bitches like that that'll get on the yacht and have Bojangles chicken tender supremes with honey mustard and Cajun fries on the yacht. It be them ones like this girl right here that be doing all that talking that don't know the salad fork from the soup spoon. It be them girls right there. Them girls like that girl talking like that girl in there she's beautiful, by the way. But it be them girls that don't know the difference between real satin and polyester. Because they wearing all that Fashion Nova. It be them. Anyway. So listen, I found out this interesting story about Christian Siriano. So after multiple makeup sponsors pulled out of Christian Siriano's New York Fashion Week show coming up this week, the legendary designer put out a catcall on social media looking for makeup artists in this social media post. Take a look.
Hey everyone, hope you guys are well. Happy Monday. I'm just here to tell you the Fashion Week is coming up and we are without a makeup sponsor this season. And I've never done anything like this before. I've never not had a makeup sponsor for Fashion Week ever in the last 16 years of my kind of career. So it's pretty wild. We've had multiple sponsors pull out, so that's been kind of fun and wild, even though we get almost a couple 100 million impressions on our show every season. It's a pretty big show, pretty fun. Lots of cool people attend, and we try to show beauty on the runway. That's what I've always tried to do. So I'm kind of trying to do that here with you all, and I am looking for 20 talented, incredible makeup artists to come do the show backstage with me and create the beauty look on the runway this season. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to you, everyone.
So I saw this story on WWD, and I left a comment under his page because I've been in love with Christian Siriano since he came out with those Celine looking Birkin bags for Payless. I had about 7 of those because I'm the queen of the dupe, honey. A girl always knows how to spend it smaller. And I was like, why are so many makeup sponsors pulling out on him? He is a New York Fashion Week darling. He's been doing this for almost 20 years. I was kind of surprised to hear that. But you know what? When I read the whole story, after he did this social media post, it went viral and it got to some of the people over at Revlon. Well, Revlon has not done a sponsorship for New York Fashion Week since, I believe, 2014. Yeah, 2014. So Revlon has stepped up as the makeup sponsor for his show, but also not only do you have a great sponsor, this is great for Christian Siriano because essentially they saved the day, but it's also great for Revlon because after being out of New York Fashion Week, since 2014, And they've been going through a little, rebuying situation and being bought out and things like that over the past couple of years. This is a great way to reintroduce Revlon because I'm a drugstore makeup type of bitch. If you know how to apply it, it's all pretty much the same. But I think this is a great idea. So not only are you giving a spot to Revlon for them to reemerge on top, not only did you save your fashion show, but you're also giving they said he had over 40,000 people apply to do makeup for him. I should have applied. I didn't hear anything about it. I missed that post because I would have definitely applied because y'all know I can beat a face. Exhibit A. But out of that 40,000, they had to pick 20. You're giving those people the experience of a lifetime. New up-and-coming, fresh talent is definitely needed for makeup artists, stylists. We hear about the same stylists all the time, the same makeup artists all the time. Yeah, we love them, but it's time to see some new, fresh faces, honey. So I just thought this was great. And I can't wait till his show. Speaking of New York Fashion Week, guys, we have come to the end of the show. So listen, you guys know it's Fashion Month. We've got New York, then we've got London, then we've got Milan, and then we've got the big closer, which is always Paris. For the first day, well, things are going to kick off unofficially on the 4th with Proenza Schuler debuting their new collection. And then the official New York Fashion Week schedule will start on the 6th with Hervé Leger opening on that day, which I'm really excited about. Also, I'm excited about Macy Willen, John Varvatos. Also, a big name coming on the first day is Area. I wasn't crazy about the last collection. I liked it, but I wasn't like I had been in seasons past. Also, Brandon Maxwell is making a big return. I've been hearing some things from some people on Instagram that I talked to that actually are working in fashion now. Shout out to y'all who have said that this Brandon Maxwell show is going to be something big, something exciting. So I can't wait for that. Also, Grace Ling and Colina Estrada. I'm excited. I've been hearing things that people have been saying like, oh, New York Fashion Week is all about the celebrities and it hasn't been the same since the 10th. And listen, things change. I feel the same way about hip hop. Like, is hip hop really dried up? And it's like, no, it's not dried up. We dried up. We done got older, and most of society does not like change. But if you really look back, it's always been celebrity driven. We've always seen celebrities at fashion shows, whether it was in the tents or how they do it now. We've always seen the celebrities there. We've seen the celebrities on the runway. We've seen Tommy Hilfiger bring, hip hop and modeling together. It's always been a gimmick. It's always a gimmick when you're selling something, and fashion shows are to sell clothes and to sell a brand. So listen, a little less talking, a little more looking and coming to an understanding about what you're really looking at. You know what I mean? Like, don't be so quick and so harsh. Like, I really have to, like, especially like when it comes to, like, again, hip hop. Like, I love Glorilla. I was not for her at first, but I'm like, you know what? I can't really say nothing about what these kids listen to because we listened to some crazy shit back in the day. And listen, when fashion shows back in the 90s and the early 2000s, I'm sure the people from the early 90s and the 80s and the 70s were like, what the fuck are they doing? They are fucking up Fashion Week. I'm absolutely positive that they said that. The same way we're saying it now. We're going to say it, every next generation is going to say it about the next one. Anyway, so listen, I will be back. I'm going to do my very best. I will be giving a show for each fashion week. So at the end of New York, I'll be coming back with a new episode and be giving you guys my 3 favorite shows. At the end of London, at the end of Milan, and at the end of Paris. We have a whole month to go, and I've got a lot of fun looks planned. So listen, make sure y'all check me out. Hit that like and subscribe button, please. Thank you. Also, if you're feeling a little charitable today, donate to the Cash App. It's right over here to keep the channel running, to keep some new equipment coming in here. You know, I really appreciate all the feedback I've been getting. So yeah, let's keep this show rolling. Anyway, guys, I gotta go eat something. I got a half a jerk chicken waiting for me, and I'm hungry. Love you. Ciao.